What it do, homies? It's your boy Dave, and I'm back today. Today we are checking out some more SABATON. This time we're checking out their Smoking Snake song. Okay, we got a lyric video for this. It looks like what this is about is that I have some information over here. It says most of us have heard the expression "when pigs fly," but in a different part of the world, another popular saying was, "It's more likely for a snake to smoke a pipe than for the Brazilian expeditionary force to go to the front and fight." That's quite a mouthful. In the same context, however, one day in 1944, the snake did move and over 25,000 Brazilians left to join World War II. This was the story about 3 soldiers of the expeditionary force who fought bravely against a significantly larger opposing force than their enemies buried with them. That their enemies buried with them the words, "Here rest 3 Brazilian heroes." Okay, so the unlikeliness of the Brazilian expeditionary force to show up, and they actually did. Now, 25,000. If they rarely show up, then obviously 25,000 must, that's a huge number, right? We expect like maybe if they did show up to show up in small qualities. I don't know how big of a quality 25,000 is as, compared to what everybody else was sending during World War II. But this one's specifically about 3 soldiers. So that makes sense why we see 3 soldiers right here. So now that we got that little description out of the way, let's let SABATON do what they do best and fill us in on the rest. Let's go ahead, shut up, and turn it up. You're just starting off like that. Okay. All right, I'm ready. Strong start. Guys, am I tripping? This song is following the same chord progression as Cry Thunder from Dragon Force. I'm sorry, I've heard that song so many times because I love Dragon Force. So I couldn't help but remark on it. And it just completely, when I heard it, it completely sidetracked me. I was just like, wait a minute, that's Cry Thunder. Okay, sorry, it's so powerful. Okay, back to this. Not the same chord progression, but similar. What's that mean? Victory, Cobras? Okay, so now that we got some context and everything. So he said he rather than flee. So what? The 25,000 Brazilian soldiers showed up, right? Found out that they were over fighting significantly, larger force, and decided to leave. And only 3 stood. Oh, wow. And it says here that even their enemies said that they were heroes. So that's even more impressive, right? If you fighting so good, you fighting so valiantly that the enemies got to give you some credit and everything. So I think another thing that makes this even more impressive is I'm not sure, right, as far as like the relationship, because it says here that, let me see, they left to join World War II. Doesn't see whose side they were fighting with and who were their enemies. I'm pretty sure they'll probably say it here. I don't know if they're hesitant in joining wars and whatnot. And if they are hesitant, right, then because the significance of this, I think, has to be, hey, we don't usually send people over there, but if we're gonna send it. we're going to send this many people, right? So you probably got soldiers that are coming over to foreign soil that don't even want to be there, right? They're probably just there, they're there to offer support and everything. So if we think about you being in a place that you don't necessarily want to be, right? You don't want to be there. The fact that you went the extra mile to go forth, and as these three people did, lay your life down in a place that you didn't want to be in, that speaks volumes, right? I mean, you boil it down to like just the simple stuff of it. It's like, hey, oh man, I don't really want to go to work. I hate being here. You know what I mean? I hate my job, but then you still do the absolute most. That's not really a good comparison, but you guys get the idea. Still do the absolute most. Like the amount of discipline, there's that amount of discipline and will. That takes a whole lot. Like I said, it looks like the rest of them fled, and the three was like, "No, we're gonna do this." Just three out of the 25,000. Okay, I think that's the most impressive thing right here. Germans, okay. Why didn't I think about that? Of course, they were called to fight against the Germans. Right? I'm going to pick up. Guys got to tell me what that means right there. This is amazing, especially the fact that he said your song is going to be sung for centuries, right? So as I was reading here, this happened back in 1944, right? So a decade's 10 years, so a century's 100 years, so we're not quite there yet, but 1944, that's still a long ways ago. Say for 10, about 60 something years, right? So we're about 6, 7, 8, 9, 30-ish years. Sorry guys. I hope my math is mathing. And we still talking about this, right? We're still talking about this. That's amazing. Again, one of these stories where I would have never known about it if it wasn't for SABATON. See, that's the good that they putting out here in this world, educating us one song at a time, baby. That was actually quite brilliant. So, every now and then, I'll hear a SABATON song that's definitely going to inspire me to go do some more research because, especially when we're talking about, tales like this, not tales, but like straight facts of just three people fighting overwhelming forces and doing their absolute all. The gravity of everything of this is, the fact that they're laying down your lives. We only get one life to do this, and they're fighting. They gave up their lives on foreign soil, and according to that saying where it says, a snake smoke pot, chances are, they weren't even supposed to be there. You know what I mean? And not only were they there, but the three sacrificed their lives. Like that's a huge thing. So yes, Yes, this is a well-deserved song. So I got to go do some more research. I have to. Of course, I always welcome you guys in the comments to let me know everything you can. Sometimes I'm busy and I can't necessarily do things, but it doesn't take much for me to whip out my phone and read some comments. I do that every now and then. Every now and then, as you guys know, I read every single one of you comments, and you guys have been doing a really good job at educating me. And hopefully I'm retaining some of that, because SABATON reactions, not necessarily back to back, but in a short amount of time is a lot of information to absorb, especially if you're not necessarily a history buff like I am. But I'm coming one easily. Easily. I told you guys before that I share this information and stuff with my dad because he actually is a history buff, and he necessarily doesn't really like metal type of stuff like this and everything. But you know, sometimes sometimes your passion, right, will allow you to do things or put yourself in situations that you wouldn't normally be in if you're willing. And I think that's what's going on right now, well, with my dad. Anyways, that's the end of this video. If you enjoyed the content, leave a like and subscribe. Dave's out.